Welcome back to the channel, and today I am taking a first look at the new Trailmakers 2.3 update, which brings melee weapons, RC control, and Mech DLC. And I'm gonna be taking a look at everything from the free stuff to the DLC stuff. This update officially comes out on the 12th, so in just a few days from this video. So let's just dive into everything. I guess probably most important is going to be in this category here. No, not that. That's a DLC part. Let's stay away from the DLC. Oh no, actually this is where the most important things are going to be. Yeah, here we go. Wedge corner, 1x1x3. So now finally, when we got stuff like this, we can do this. Oh, it's going to be so good. Things are going to look so amazing all of a sudden. Like, things just in Trailmakers, they're never going to be the same after this. All right, so now that we've gotten the best out of the way, now we can move on to the less good stuff. So if we go into, I'm just going to go from top to bottom here. If we go into movement, we've got mechanical joint. So this is going to essentially make mechs way more compact, and just anything else that's not a mech as well when it comes to not needing to use this anymore. Because before, if I wanted to make a limb that has a joint, the downside with this is I would need the upper part of the limb here, and then I would need the lower part of the limb here, and this makes it 3 blocks wide, and then I would have a bending joint here. But now I can have the upper part of the limb here and the lower part of the limb here, and the whole thing remains to be 1 block wide. And if we go into the settings, we can change the angle anywhere from 5 to 90 degrees, and everything else is just like the rotating servo. All right, so not only that, but we also have the small servo joint, which was, in my opinion, designed very, very well because, well, first of all, it's a 1x1 block, so always a good addition to the game with a 1x1. But so this works pretty much like the rotating servo, but it's 1x1, but it has a benefit over the rotating servo, because just as I just demonstrated with the rotating servo, you need something on the backside to hold one side steady while the other side rotates. So it's always going to be 3 blocks wide. Now this can function the same way, where you can have something on the backside and then the other thing on the front side, just like this. Oh, also, this looks different. The highlighting of the hitboxes, that actually is really good, because now you can see all the individual hitboxes now. Before you couldn't. I think it would just do the whole thing like in a one big box, but now you can see all the individual hitboxes, which is nice. So here, why don't I actually put all of these on a thing that I can control them with? How about that? All right, so now you can see them functioning here. So obviously the 1x1 servo works exactly the same as the 2x2 servo, just in a smaller form factor, but it has an additional thing. Like, let's say I didn't want this, like if I wanted to build from here and then I want like a rotating servo to work like this, I don't have to go on the opposite sides of it. I could actually put this attached here. So now it's still, oh, hold on, I did it the wrong way. Apparently I gotta have it go this way. There we go. So there is one side of it that, yeah, well, the side that looks like the plus sign. That's the side that is the rotating side, and the rest of it is attached to the rest of the creation side. And so it still works, and it has it takes up less space because you can attach on its side, which you cannot do with the rotating servo. So big benefit there. Up next, combat. All right, we're getting into the real stuff now. So whole new category, melee category. So let's do I have a creation? Oh, you know what, there's probably a template. Dino mech frame. So I do believe that some of these I think these templates are actually going to be included in the DLC. Wow, there's a lot of, I didn't realize there was going to be this many templates. So some of them are frames, and then there's examples of the frames being used. Flying mech frame. Ooh, cool. All right, but I'm sure I have a mech that I've built at some point. Oh, also we have folder support. Move blueprints and create new folders. This is new as well. Oh, so I can select multiple items and move them to folders. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. Pretty convenient. So that's new. All right, I got this thing. How does this work exactly? Okay, it's got like aiming servo support. Or actually, hold on. Whoa, look at the, this is gonna, I keep forgetting that this is the thing. I got this, which actually has a melee weapon. So this was intended to be like a mouse controlled arm, but now we can replace this sword with a sword. All right, so the sword attachment is a 2x2. I don't need this anymore. So there we go. And this is, well, my default colors make it look like that. All right, let's go into, let's color it. Let's color it red. Apparently the secondary color is the sword color. Primary color affects the hilt attachment point. And then you can see it's clearly at the wrong angle. I mean, I could just rotate it like that. But if we wanted more fine tuning, we also could just pick the exact degrees of rotation that we want it to be. And we can also change the size. So this is 1.5 and this is 0.5. Oh, look at it, like a little dagger. And we could also have an input. So I believe if I hold down my right click, this is programmed to activate the arm. So we can have it turn on with that. And well, we should probably, if we're going to do that, we should have it off by default. All right. So now you can see it turns on. Now, can we hurt ourselves? I'll have to test that separately. But let's spawn in a big old block of blocks. This selection stuff is actually like really helpful. It shows all the individual pieces very clearly, and it shows the welding attachments, like where they're attached. That's also very helpful. All right, now we got a big old block. Let's move this big old block in front of this guy right here. And now we can see how this works. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Yep, so now no longer destroying yourself when you hit things with these melee weapons. Although they are energy weapons, so they don't transfer momentum. So that is a big difference between like a normal kind of melee weapon and these kind of melee weapons, is these are not going to have a physical momentum transfer to the other thing. You're not going to like hit them across the map, you know? Whoa, we just kind of like, it just disappeared there for a second. All right, and I do believe, let me turn up the strength, or not the strength, the speed of these servos a little bit. Because I believe that when I initially made this, I had the speed down because it couldn't handle, like it was wobbly. And now it is no longer super wobbly. Because I do believe that, if I remember correctly from the stream, not only is the contact with the object, like being in contact does damage over time, but I think the initial hit does damage as well, depending on the velocity. Yeah, see that? So if I go like slowly into one of these blocks, you can see it's like lighting it on fire slowly. They don't just instantly disappear. They take damage over time. But if I do a quick hit, you can see some of them get instantly annihilated, even though it was just briefly in contact. So I think I can even make these faster. Let's bump the speed all the way up. Yeah, these servos are so much better than when they were first released. All right, this is cool. All right, so that is the energy sword. Now let's check out, I mean, I'm assuming that they do all functions the same damage-wise. It's just they're aesthetically probably different. Oh yeah, they all weigh the same. I think they're just different visual styles. All right, so we got scythe on the left here. We've got energy sword in the middle, and we've got energy dagger. This is dagger. Interesting. So this one being a lot smaller. I guess it's a little bit more dagger-like. Let's actually... Oh, they are considered different types of blocks, so we can't configure them simultaneously. But here is the smallest, and then the largest of each of them. Let's change the color. Red. Whoa, ooh. Okay, so there's like yellow. The colors do seem to have like different styles, different effects on them. Just as far as like how, like these ones just look very, very flat. But like some of the less bright colors, you can see like this kind of texture inside, but some of them, they don't really show the texture as much. It's still there. It's just some of the colors, it's a lot more obvious than others. Oh, I actually kind of like that better than, well, these are actually not that different. The different reds are pretty similar. Black is pretty interesting though. Now, what happens if I put a decal? Okay, interesting. These are not considered physical. Like, you cannot put a decal on the blade. Huh. It doesn't even like read it as anything being there. So I mean, if you look at the hitbox, this is the block. This is the block right here. This has nothing to do physically with the block, the sword. It's just this. This is not part of the hitbox whatsoever. So that's kind of cool. All right, so now let me see something here. I'm gonna use this scythe. Go and spawn it in. And I just realized I can control my weapon. Oh, listen to it. That's pretty cool. So I was wondering if I could like hit myself. Actually, you know what? Let's try this. I'm just gonna build out. All right, so interestingly enough, you do seem to be protected from your own sword. I wonder if there's a distance limit. Because yeah, see, if I go down to that stuff, clearly doing damage. But if I go to myself here, clearly not doing damage. So that's good. All right, so those are the energy weapons. We'll look at the other skins in a bit. I'm gonna try to stick to the free stuff first, like I said. All right, so now up next, we got gadgets. Now we have position sensor. Now this is stuff, I'm not even gonna know how to like test this stuff. But this thing, position sensor, a longitude, latitude sensor that can be connected to other blocks. So if we go into the settings, we have a threshold. A threshold at which the position sensor will trigger. So I'm assuming this is like some type of longitude, latitude thing. So mode, we can set it to longitude or latitude. And we have logic. I don't know what logic output channel is exactly right now. Mute on input. Disables the block on input, enables the block on input. So you can have this be on or off by default. So there's a relative option, which is specific to this block, and it says it measures the relative position since the last build, repair, or transform. So essentially where your vehicle spawns, it seems like it's measuring its movement from its spawn point. So if you don't have that clicked, does that mean it's like map based? So you know what, let's put this on a vehicle real quick. All right, we got a pretty nice vehicle right here. Let's move this onto this vehicle. All right, so 21. There we go. So this is 0 for that direction. So you could set, I'm trying to figure out how I would want to use this. So right now the threshold is 16 or -16. So if I set the threshold to 12, it's on right now because I'm above 12. But if I was to go below 12, then it turns off. So basically if I'm 12 away, then it turns on. Is this from where I spawn? So like now say if I repair over here, and that's still 35. Now what if I spawn over here? 107. So I think it's this. It is this right here. The latitude is latitude, right? Then if I go up, I'm getting closer to the middle of the map. So when nope. Okay, so is this the middle of the map essentially? Right here? Or the vertical or the latitude middle? Right. So yeah, that pretty much looks like this middle line right here. Now if I do the opposite one, if I do longitude, it should be really high number. Yeah. So now this should be more towards the middle, closer to 0, right? 300. So then this should be even closer to 0. 131. Yeah, so the middle might be either in between or like over. It's probably over to the left a little bit more. This will probably be like 300 the other way. Negative 200. Yeah. Positive 131. And you can actually, you can see the difference in the setting here. You know whether it's longitude or latitude because this one has left and right arrows. And then this one has up and down arrows. So right now we're on I think we're on objective latitude longitude map relation. So essentially what I could do is I could figure out, like if I spawn right here and I have, here we go. I have a latitude and longitude. So now I got both. So essentially with these two values, I'm getting it now. 306 and 869. That is the latitude and longitude coordinates of this spawn point. So I could somehow use that to program a creation to always move towards this spawn point here. We're just trying to make the latitude and longitude equal to these numbers. So if, for instance, so then this is where like the compass block, the compass block could totally come in handy here. So we could be like, hey, if your number is greater than 868, then start moving south. If it is less than 868, start moving north, and we have east, west, and so on. And that'll eventually dial it into this exact location. So that's cool. All right, so now let me switch these to relative. Now I think they're gonna be relative to this creation. Yeah, so this becomes 0, 0, and now we're just detecting how far we've moved from the spawn point. And this is important for remote creations, I believe, because then the remote creations, I think, are relative to the original creation. But actually, I don't even know if that's necessary. Let's actually go to, we have radio sender and radio receiver. Let's spawn these things in. Sends a radio wave of input to a radio receiver blocks. Receives radio waves of input from radio sender blocks. So now let's put a radio receiver on this and look at the settings. Channel isolation. Player. Everyone can read and write this channel. Only you can read and write this channel. Only you and your team can read and write this channel. So you could have remote control stuff that is team-based or just for you. So I'll just say player because this is about me right now. I was wondering how like they were going to avoid interference with other radio creations. All right, so this is a radio receiver. So now let's just leave that there. That's just there. Or you know what? I'm gonna put it on none just to be safe, because I don't know if, because I'm not in that vehicle, if I don't know what that means. All right, so that just has a thing. So now if I just spawn in a seat and slap a radio sender on it, channel isolation none. Now, no, okay. I don't know how this works yet. Gotta figure it out. Oh, I gotta set the channel. Channel 0. Pick a radio channel to send and read from. Let's send channel 1. Now let's go over here. Receive channel 1. I wonder if channel 0 just doesn't work. Okay, can I not... I didn't know if it was gonna send all of my outputs to that. It's on channel 1. Okay, you can see it's receiving a signal. So that's good. So then... Oh, what if... Okay, hold on. What if... this is hooked up into... hold on, let me delete these. We don't need these things on here anymore. Now, if I just hook this into everything, does that just automatically activate everything? Oh, no, it does just automatically. So it activates whatever it's hooked into. I might still need to do some learning with these, but the way it's feeling right now is these essentially act as like individual logic gates. Just they don't need to be connected on the same creation. And it seems like if I want to control WASD, I'm going to need like a gate hooked up to all those individual controls and then a separate receiver per control. Because right now, this is just sending an output. Once it receives from here, it just sends an output. So let's say I just wanted to control the steering. I think I would need 2 of these. I think they can just be both on channel 1. So then I would need 1 to send... Oh, that's just gonna... Is it always gonna be a positive output? I can't choose whether this is positive or negative on its output, can I? It's gonna receive a positive or negative. So I'll have these both go into the gyro. All right, so now if I go over here, this one has positive, will be turn right and then turn left for negative. And there you go. That's how I get steering. Okay. So now I'm starting, I think I'm starting to understand how it works. So now this has positive and negative there. So now I need 2, wait, do I even need? No, I don't need 2 receivers for that, because these have a positive and negative output as well based off of what they receive. So just the one, yeah, does A and D. So then I would need a separate sender. And then these controls are going to be W positive, S negative. But these need to be on a separate channel, because otherwise it's going to activate positive and negative. How many channels do we have? 31 channels. So we do have a limit to the number of things we could control, it seems like. Unless I'm just doing this inefficiently. Which I'm sure all the experts in the comments will let me know if there's a better way to do this. So now I want this one to receive channel 2. And this goes to my engines. So now I should have full control. Oh, why is that also steering me? Oh, probably because it is also hooked up to the steering. Yeah, gotta unhook it from the steering. All right, so now left, right, forward, back. We have remote control. I've done it. So I needed 2 senders and 2 receivers so that they each control a positive and negative separate thing, and they have to be on separate channels, otherwise they interfere with each other. Whee! Whee! All right, so now we have another block to add to this, which is the camera drone. Switch your camera to this third-person camera block. So let's just put the camera drone on here. What does this mean? This looks like it's the camera. But this looks like it's going to be facing the direction I want it to face. Okay, what control does this have? Let's just shift. It looks like it's shift. Well, what's the settings? Let's look at the settings. Okay, well, we got everything. So we press shift. Let's set it to toggle. We got angle. I don't know what the angle means versus field of view. Limits the view angle. Oh, that's, I think, our mouse, how much we can turn around. Field of view is obvious. Distance sets the distance from the camera drone block. Vertical offset, distance to offset the drone camera. Transition time, the amount of seconds to transition between cameras. 30 seconds? You know those, what do you call them? The dioramas that people make for the build challenges where they do like scenes with like different cameras and stuff. This is gonna add some cinematic quality to these things where people can put different camera drones and set the camera position, and then they can decide the transition time between the cameras to have panning shots. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Transition from block. Transitions from the block into the position of the camera, or transitions from the current camera to the position of the camera. Okay, camera mode chase. Whoa! You can have every camera mode with this. All right, let's do chase for now. All right, I set it to shift. So now if we're in here, we can control this thing. It's like, oh, it's getting too far away. I can't see it. Well. Oh no, I set it to 30 seconds. No, hold on. It's not ready. I thought, I gotta set another radio block. So we need a radio sender. We'll attach that there. This one's gonna send on channel 3. And then this one, it's kind of complicated building between 2 different creations because we're not in like the same build zone, you know? This needs another radio receiver. This one goes to channel 3 and activates, it goes into the camera block. All right, so now let's not have this on 30 seconds. Let's just have it on 2 seconds. So now we can drive it around and then, boop. Now we're in chase. And I could switch back like that. All right, the chase mode's a little weird. So now what if I hit build mode? Okay, I am still back here. So this is amazing for guided missiles. For instance, launch a missile out from your creation, fly it into them. It explodes and it comes back. Or then you come back and you're back in your creation. Like, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be really cool. All right, let's change the camera mode to like the one I'm always in, which is orbit. Let's go free orbit. All right, well, this is, oh, it's because of the settings. Oh, this doesn't feel the same. That's because field of view 150. Wait, we can't have a 360 field of view? Oh no, not field of view. My bad, not field of view. Let's take that back. This 180, I think that's what we're looking for. There we go. Now it's like a normal camera. You wouldn't even know I'm not in this vehicle right now. This is a complete decoy vehicle. You could destroy this thing entirely, and then I would still be alive way over here, safe from any harm whatsoever. I'm understanding it now. This is so cool. There's so many things that open up with this. Like, a lot of things open up with this. You are going to need to, like, do a little bit of logic to when you have this vehicle active. You will have to make sure that your source vehicle is not active. Otherwise, you might be doing some weird stuff. All right, so now let me see the transition thing. So if I transition right now, this is what it looks like. So it kind of gets me in here. and then it zooms out. Now, if I have unchecked transition from block, what does it do? Oh, that's better. That transitions me from my creation. So I guess transition from block means the camera block. That is so cool. Oh man, the cinematic, like, it's so cinematic. So now if it's way over there, it can be driving. I don't even know what direction I'm driving in right now. Let's just start going and then ready. I don't know why it keeps changing in that direction. Is it because my seat's facing that direction? Maybe if I do this. There it is. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So I'm over here. It's driving away. And then, oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. Okay. Transit. I think this is, oh, we're off the thing now. So now I want to see if I change the transition time to like 18 seconds. Whoops. And then I'm going to go ahead and drive it way down there. All right. Ready? Wait, is it not? Does it not like 8? Oh, here we go. Wait, why you... No, don't face that way. It's wanting... It can't even catch up to it. Ah, it's wanting to do weird things. Wait, this is so cool. This is so cool. There we go. That should be 18 seconds. And now we're remote controlling this thing. I think I covered everything other than the Pioneers rework. So that's all the free stuff. Now let's hop into the DLC. If you guys want to get the Mecha Muck DLC, then we've got a couple of things. So apparently we've got Mech Feet, provides high traction with built-in suspension. Whoa. I'm going to use the template because we got, I think this is one of the other feet. Yeah, humanoid mech foot. There we go. Oh, this thing is good. All right. Oh, I had my own camera was weird. Okay, interesting. I think that's why the camera was doing weird things, because I wasn't on the orbit camera. But, look at this. We got stab and we got slash. These are making weird noises. All right, so that's 1 foot, and then we can, here, let me actually just swap. I want to have one of each foot. We're gonna have two different feet here. So there's the humanoid mech foot and there's the golem mech foot. High traction with built-in suspension. So it looks like it attaches both on top and on its side. Yep. Okay, oh, no, it's working. It's working with both feet. They do seem to be slightly different physics-wise, or not physics-wise, but like hitbox-wise. I mean, they definitely are different hitbox-wise. So now if I have both of them with this foot, let's see. There we go. All right, we're kind of going now. This thing was definitely built for the other foot, or these have suspension settings. We have oh, you can dial in the traction. Let's turn the traction all the way down. Suspension strength. Interesting. So here it is with traction all the way down. And then let's turn the traction all the way back up. Big difference. Wow, big difference. Cool. And you have suspension strength. Oh, also, you now have, whoa! We now have tire pressure, sets the wheel's tire pressure. And you have sideways traction and forwards traction. So you do drift cars. Just take the sideways traction down a bit. What? Oh my goodness, drift cars are gonna get amazing. Oh, there's so many things. There's so many. This is free, by the way. This is part of the free update. This is settings for everybody. But yeah, almost forgot about that. All right, now back to the DLC, which is not free. So we got the 2 different mech feet, which you've seen. We have skins for the energy weapons. So here, let's bring this thing up here. Actually, I'm just going to spawn in a couple of new ones. All right, so now each of these weapons has its own DLC skin. So if we go into the settings here, or no, into the decals here, we got skins. So now this, what is it? This is the sword. The sword can be either the standard, which is free, or you could have this. Oh, that looks really cool. Oh, and it also has like a particle thing you can see kind of going up on the sides there. All right, and then we've got that. Whoa. Oh, it's like fiery too. Hold on, let me change the color on this. Oh, okay. The color matters for this one. Wait, does the secondary color determine the flame? No. Okay. So now if we have blue, you see we got fire sword there. Yeah, so the dark red's a little bit more subtle than the bright red when it comes to the flames. Orange is very fiery. Yeah, so we got flame, and this is like the tech energy tech or whatever, and then standard. So now for the dagger. Oh, actually this is really cool. If I highlight all of them, I can actually configure their skins at the same time. Oh, this is cool. All right, so now energy or tech or whatever. And we have tech scythe. Whoa, look at the difference there and there. And then that's a blockier one. Bigger area that it takes up. That's pretty cool. And of course we got flames there. We got the flame scythe there. And we got flame dagger. So those are the options you have with the DLC. Different skins. But the base skin is free. We got a couple of other things to look at mech-wise. One of them is the mech hand, which is under shapes. Here is this one. So no settings on it. It looks like it's just a fist. And then I believe to change if it's a right or left hand, it's under skins. And the colors, let's see what the colors do. So the main color is like the palm and attachment point. And then the secondary color is the fingers. So you can have different finger colors. All right, and then up last, I think, is we have a whole category here of mech parts under the decoration. So we've got mech cheek panel, which I think that, yeah, you can see that's this one right here. So this is how you can build a mech head. So here, let's get a standard. I think we gotta have like a standard block in here. We got a cheek shell. So you could have that as well. Those are two different styles. Here, this one is using this style. So let's build a head of the other style. Whatever that head uses, I'm gonna use the opposite. So we got those. These are mech ear antenna, mech ear transmitter. So he's using the ear antenna. So let us use the transmitter. These are going to be like interesting aesthetic parts too, just for non-mech builds. These are going to be pretty cool. Then we got the faces. So it looks like he's using the humanoid mech face. So we can use the golem mech face. Oh, this is actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, there we go. Put that a little bit further back. Then just use a standard 2x2 block here. All right, and then we've got the mech covers. We have a mech vent, channel to mech cover. So he used mech vent. So we will use this mech cover. So it can either go right there, or I guess it goes over here. Yeah, it creates more of like a helmet shape. Oh, he used two of them. Interesting. So then the other one would go back like that. Oh, all right, I guess we can... Well, what did you use down here? Mech vent. Oh, another mech vent. Okay, I'll give that a try here. Oh, that looks good. That actually looks really good. Look at this thing. This looks so cool. We have a head all of a sudden. What's this? Energy blade hilt. Ah, we got hilts for our swords. Did you use the hilt? Yes, you did. So there's a hilt down there. So now we've got the humanoid here, but if I delete this guy, let's say I wanted to make my own. Also in the DLC are included some templates like I pointed out earlier. So we've got the humanoid mech, and then we have the humanoid mech frame. So if we spawn this in, so it is exactly what we just had, but everything's highlighted and very, very basic. So you could build your own body, head, and everything off of this. So let's actually spawn these in side by side with each other. So yeah, you could make your legs longer. You already have pretty much everything. Oh, you see the hinges being used here as well. Oh, and I think I'm noticing a new skin here. Look at this. We go under our seat or skins. This is also part of the DLC. We've got these like energy things. So here, let's actually drop a slab down. And I think most of the seats, yeah, actually look, you can see them. We don't even need to have a slab down necessarily. Oh, this is what they look like. Oh, with black. Oh, we got tinted windshields now. All right, so it looks like, yeah, if you look at my inventory on the left here, all the ones that have this little icon, this little block, yellow icon with a block and a circle around it, these are the ones that have the alternate skin, which when it is black appears to just be black window tint. But when it is other colors, the black also includes this hexagon pattern. So black covers up the hexagon. Everything else kind of gives it this futuristic cyberpunky look. So I believe that is also DLC. And then another thing, customization. I believe that there are new character skins as well. Outfits. So what do I currently have on? I currently have the Space Pirate on, but now there is Soldier and Mech Pilot. Okay, Soldier actually looks pretty cool. Do I switch to Soldier? Kind of still gives like scrap vibes. I don't know. Oh, you guys tell me in the comments. I always chose this because this gave me ScrapMan vibes. But what do you think, Mech Soldier? I don't think this one fits. Oh, interesting. Secondary color does that. What does the secondary color do on this? We got primary color and then secondary color there. Interesting. All right, and then under hats, obviously I'm using flames, but we have soldier helmet or Mech Pilot. Why am I orange over here? Mech Pilot is pretty cool. Oh, the eyes. If I was to do the Mech Pilot, I would probably want the head to be black and the eyes to be red. And then that makes more sense for these colors to be reversed as well. I don't know, it does look pretty cool. Yeah, let me know what you think. Is it time to change? Or do we just keep the classic look that's been ingrained for so long? I am curious what these other mechs look like. Let me see real quick. This is the Dino Mech, which there is also a template for. It's got a sword tail. Look at that. Walks really well. Shift puts the tail down. Left click, tail whip. Tail whip the other direction. Space puts the tail up. That's actually pretty cool. All right, then there is the bug mech. Whoa, that looks so cool. Oh, this thing walks pretty fast too. Whoa, it's got individual. Oh, that's such a cool weapon. Oh, that is such a cool weapon. Oh, I gotta use this real quick. Yes. Oh my goodness. And we are completely unharmed. That was amazing. This is so cool. I love that weapon. Using the hinges, that's my favorite weapon right now. And here it is. You can customize your own too. If you do it fast enough, it just looks like a tickler. All right, and then we've got flying mech. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to be like this. What is it gonna do? Fascinating. All right, apparently it's not a walker. Oh, look, it looks up. And then of course it's got to do the pose with the legs. Oh, we are such a superhero right now. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is actually a really cool build. All right, we got yaw as well. Oh, it's got a special attack. This is so cool. These are some really good template vehicles. Look at this. We're such a superhero. This is amazing. Well, that is everything. What do you guys want to see? We've got so many videos to make now, like testing to do and all that stuff. So let me know what you are most interested to see me try to do on the channel with these. Both single player and multiplayer. Honestly, we've already got plenty of multiplayer ideas. Like, give those, but prioritize what you want to see, like testing or single player, like just challenges for me to try to do with these new blocks. And I am really looking forward to playing around with this stuff some more. But we're just going to focus a lot more on single ideas. This is obviously an overall overview of everything, which I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, you'll probably enjoy some more stuff you can find right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.